Hello, this is Dapperman, and as you may notice, I am not wearing my tie, I'm not wearing a dress shirt, I'm just completely, inexplicably relaxed. And I like it right now. Going to admit, I very much like being this relaxed. And because I am this relaxed, I decided to do something that I did for the Godzilla, which is in tribute of me wearing my Godzilla shirt. See? I am going to be opening my Universal Monster 30 film collection. Now, for the longest time, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting beyond just. I actually just stopped until a friend of mine who's on the Feeling Film podcast. So if you do listen to that, go ahead, check them out. Why not? But there's a man up there, Jacob, and he's part of it, and he told me about the sale. I got it, and I've been holding it for the longest time, so now I'm finally going to be opening it. So, yeah. I don't think they've had reviewed any of these movies. I know there's a load of people on there, and they talk about their movies and so forth, so go ahead, check them out. Free promotion. And while I'm doing free promotion, check out the guys on the Retro Rewind podcast. I did a review there with Speedy, silent film. And also check out Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions is very good because they talk about applying scripture, God, into movies, and something I approve of. So why not? I'll just begin my video just doing free promotions. So if you want to give me a shout out back, go ahead. But I am extremely excited to be opening this because I have been waiting so long to get the whole collection. Whenever they released the movies on Blu-Ray and DVD, it was always in this form of just one movie, and they were always on DVD. They never put in high definition. I don't think every film of these has been in a true high def form. And there's one bummer I noticed about this, is that it does have the Phantom of the Opera, but it doesn't have the Lon Chaney Silent, even though that was a Universal Monster. Oh well, I guess I'm just going to have to make a special purchase for that from Kino Loeb or something. I can't remember what it is. Scream Factory. Maybe they'll do a release. Doubt, but it would be grand. Anyways, this is me opening it. So, reaction time, whatever. And I just clipped me nails and sand them down. So, I probably should have gotten a knife. Oh my goodness, why didn't I get a knife? Why? Ha! Manhandle that thing. There you go. Woo! I'll pick it up. And, oh my goodness. It's so nice to have a solid box. As long as I don't step on it when I'm taking it apart. First thing I'm going to say is that it has a booklet. And that has to be pretty cool right there. Oh, I just looked at it. I looked at the camera. I wasn't even looking at it. Oh. Legacy of Horror. The Mummy. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman Dracula. Yeah, these are bringing back memories of me. Always going to Hollywood Video, checking out these movies, and making my parents a bit ticked off. Like, I would say my dad was a bit pissed because he was like, stop spending my money on old movies. He gave me the money. I didn't care. It's showing every single one, and it's so nice and lovely to look at these wonderful posters that they advertised. Oh, that's right, I just remembered. I know I'm getting far ahead of myself. Oh my goodness, please say it. Please say it's true. Yes. Please, it is. They get the 3D versions of the original Creature from the Black Lagoon and Revenge of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I can tell you the third one was not done in 3D. It wasn't done because it was starting to fade away and people were not caring about going to see 3D movies. And it's funny, but this was the first film, or amongst the first films, that was shot in 3D. And not only was it shot in 3D, it was shot underwater in 3D. And it's filmed here in Florida. Right here in Jacksonville. I live in Jacksonville. I need to start visiting these spots. I lived out in Hawthorne in Gainesville. I was not that far away from Ocala at Silver Springs, and I never visited. I know why. Long story, not getting into it. Yep. It's got all 30 films. Now, I do have The Creature from the Black Lagoon on DVD, but because it's on DVD, it was never in 3D. This is on Blu-ray, 3D. Super excited. And it was one of those odd films because the first one, I guess years down the road, when they did rating, they decided to rate the first one G, and I guess the other one not rating. Yeah, okay, yeah. Canada gives it a PG. Ireland gives it a, like, I think it's like a 10 to adult. I can't remember. This was the only one, I think, that the Canadian and UK and Ireland gave it a 14 rating. Now it's Dracula. And I believe, if I'm right, it was Son of Dracula. I can't remember why. Because it's in black and white, and I think it has like a drizzle of Hershey syrup for blood. And it's got all of these films. And let me see what it says. Yeah. I mean, there was not a rating system during this time. Because there was no rating systems during these times, most of the films were considered adult. Now these films are extremely tame, and I could possibly believe every single one of these films would be a PG rating, but they're just fun to watch. They bring back so much memory, and these have such a great gothic, nostalgic feel for horror. And I think that's what's missing in so much of horror films today. Everything is so concentrated on jump scares. This one didn't really, it's not the jump scares, it's just the style and just more like fantasizing. Now, one of the things I guess that would upset me about these is that it has Abbott Costello meet Frankenstein. The best Abbott Costello movie ever made. But it's put on this one. It's put on this one. Please say it's on one more, because I know it is. Okay, it's not. But why would you put Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein on both Dracula and Frankenstein? I mean, yes, I know it had all the monster, and it is possibly the best monster mashup films ever. But it seems a bit overkill to put them on two separate, but with these, I am not complaining. House of Frankenstein. House of Dracula. I have not seen either of those. So I'm going to be super excited. I waited so long, just held my money and held everything. In fact, let me see. I know I have it right here. I have this one, which was on DVD. The Mummy on DVD. Has a nice collection. And it opened up like that. And it had the first movie on its own disc. The other, 5, 6 movies. 8 movies. I can't remember. I remember I watched them all. And I watched them already like 3 times. Movies were only over an hour, so they were slightly over an hour. So when you watch these movies, they're about like an hour and 10 minutes, an hour at the most, 18 minutes long, which I don't think a single one of these is 18 minutes long. The first one comes very close to it. It's 74 minutes. So there's that. The case is cool for the DVD, for the Mummy. But I've had this for the longest time, and I got it from when the video store closed down, and I don't know how they kept it on the video store like this, because usually they destroy and wreck the entire thing. And I've often thought about giving it to the library, but I know they'll destroy the living crap out of this, and I don't want that to happen. It'll make me cry. I don't know why. And there is the Blu-ray Mummy. And it's nice to have more of the movies on separate disc, because it, I don't know, I don't feel that grand about having loads of movies onto one disc, unless the disc capacity can have that many films inside. And it can, but it also lowers the resolution. I also wonder, I'll probably have to look into it, and when I put it into my Blu-ray player, it might be a PS3 player, to see how well. In fact, let's see if it's right here. Okay, the first movie, 1080p, high definition. Okay, they're not. They did a high definition because they're all 480. Quite a bummer. Even Abbott Costello Meets the Mummy. They didn't even upgrade that one. Its own disc. But let me see if they did it that one. Okay, Abbott Costello Meets Frankenstein is in 1080. Bride of Frankenstein 1080. Definite. Son of Frankenstein 1080. Whoa. Really? That is the oddest thing. Every single one of these discs in the Frankenstein collection is in 1080. The ones in the Mummy, not 1080. Just the first one, the last one. I remember the middle ones were a bit cheesy. They started playing a bit more in comedy. The Dracula, or actually the Wolfman. Wait, what? Oh yeah. The Wolfman. Every single one of these movies is done in 1080p. That's right. The Invisible Man. Every single one of them are done in 1080p. Nice. I'm gonna be honest. I have only seen the first Invisible Man. I have never seen any of the others, other than Abbott Costello Meet the Frankenstein. Meet the Invisible Man. Sorry, but all the others, the Invisible Man Returns, the Invisible Woman, Invisible Agent, the Invisible Man's Revenge. I have never seen any of them, and I remember renting the Invisible Woman at Hollywood Video, and the tape was ruined, so I never got a chance to see it. Now, for the very first time, I will. This was the only disappointing movie inside. Not that I didn't like the movie, I like it, but even the case, it feels very flimsy. There's not many features inside, and this is the only one in color. Everything else is in black and white, which is, I don't mind. I don't mind if it's color, and the color probably sold it for these films, but they could have thrown in the Lon Chaney silent film, especially if it's Universal. But you know what? I enjoy it. I can't wait to watch it. I'm really excited. I'm trying to contain. I don't want to psych out in front of you, but oh my lord, this booklet is quite amazing. It's not as, it's just a brief history of every single first film that was made for the Universal for Monsters. This was the movies that got me really into the movies, into the love of movies. Frankenstein being the first one. Then came The Mummy. After The Mummy came Creature from the Black Lagoon. Hooked on Universal Monsters ever since I watched Creature from the Black Lagoon. Then not Dracula. Well, I watched Dracula. I enjoyed it. But something was a bit more amazing with me watching Frankenstein and Wolfman. And Creature from the Black Lagoon. After Creature from the Black Lagoon came Godzilla, King Kong, and yeah, just completely sold. And every type of monsters and films. And I'm super excited. I am right now debating which one I want to watch first. I'll probably start with my first one, Frankenstein, since it was my first love. The one time that almost got me in trouble for renting them when we first got the television back in 2003, 2004. I think it was the first time we got our television back. And not having a television for 7 to 8 years. I believe it was 8 years. But who's counting anymore? With all these movies, I surpassed all that time frame, and I'm really excited. So you got to see me open it, and maybe I'll do a close-up shots of what the discs look like, and that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed me watching it. I'm really super excited. I'm trying not to go crazy, because I can really geek out on this right now. And, that's it. So, you got to see me open it. I'm relaxed. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I have worked so much. And hopefully I will see you around to another video. Like I said, I'm not really fancy about opening discs in front of a camera. But, why not? I had a chance. Why not? Thank you, Jacob, from the Film Theme. Thank you, Jacob, for advertising and showing all the cheap prices, because I think I've only paid $60, and $60 for 30 films, which was a true collector's and true love for me to rewatch all these movies in high definition format. So thank you, and I will see all of you around. Hopefully I'll be doing a review, and I can't remember what the review is. Maybe one of these. Why not? Have a lovely day. Take care. Cheers. Oh, I gotta cut that.